Sioux Falls, I'm out here consistently for our God's love, Sioux Falls. That is what I am out here for. It says, a house on a hill cannot be hidden, Sioux Falls. Look, it says his yoke is easy and his burden is light. Sioux Falls, I could not have worked out that I would be out here. I would not, put together. I could not have put together, naturally that I would be out on the streets. Okay, after I get off work, working, Sioux Falls. But this is my true work, Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, this is my true work. What I'm here to tell you, Sioux Falls. Apparently I have to cry out, Sioux Falls, that there can be a truth. Sioux Falls, apparently I have to cry out that there can be a truth. Apparently I have to awaken my brothers and sisters to the fact, Sioux Falls, that our God has perfect love for us. Apparently this is something that is foreign to them, Sioux Falls. Is this something that is foreign to you? Tell me how I have to convince my brothers and sisters to come to Him. Tell me how I have to convince, family, how do I have to convince us to come to Him? You see, I think it's because it's something that we cannot handle, Sioux Falls. It's not something that we can control. You see, it's plainly written, it's absolute. And Sioux Falls, we have to submit to Him. We have to come to Him. But I'll tell you, Sioux Falls, I'll tell you, family, that's actual freedom. I'll tell you that, look, submission to our God is actual freedom, Sioux Falls. That's what it is. You see, I tell you, Sioux Falls, I cry out. And I tell you that there can be a truth, Sioux Falls. There is a truth. And it's perceived. So what I observe, Sioux Falls, I'm just outlining what is. And what is, Sioux Falls, is that we're going about our business with our backs turned to everything. That's what it is, Sioux Falls. You see, we're going about our business with our backs turned to everything. You see, I'm solely out here in faith, Sioux Falls. It says, for without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For whoever would draw near must believe that He exists, and He is the rewarder of those who seek Him. Sioux Falls. It says that Jesus Christ said that He's the way, the truth, and life, Sioux Falls. Look, what we have here is the Word. What we have is plainly written. What we have is a choice, Sioux Falls. That's what it is. You see, brothers and sisters, they displace, they turn to other things. They turn away. That's what they want, Sioux Falls. That's what we want. You see, I'm just out here to tell you that there's no excuse of ignorance, Sioux Falls. When we make our choices, we decide what we want. And when we do that, Sioux Falls, we will have that. So I'm just trying to swipe away the cloaks, Sioux Falls. I'm just trying to swipe away, the ignorance. Sioux Falls, there can be a truth. It's a lie otherwise. We have to accept everything that is not to accommodate what, Sioux Falls? You see, God gave Him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in Him we might become the righteousness of God, Sioux Falls. You see, I don't know how I look out here, Sioux Falls. I don't know how I look out here. But surely, Sioux Falls, surely I am simply proclaiming the truth. You see, it's actually knowledge, Sioux Falls, that I'll be rejected. It's actually knowledge that I'll be rejected. It's actually knowledge that I'll be shunned. It's actually knowledge that I'll be ostracized. That's part of the deal, Sioux Falls. But you see, look at how I'm out here. Look at why I'm out here, Sioux Falls. And I'm simply out here with our truth. Draw a little closer and observe what's taking place, Sioux Falls. But this, Sioux Falls, I'll tell you that you perceive what this is. You see, Sioux Falls, there can be a truth, there is a truth, and Jesus Christ is. And our God calls himself the great I am, Sioux Falls. Family, brothers and sisters, look, the thing is, why don't you move, Sioux Falls? He has perfect love for us. That's what I'm here to tell you, Sioux Falls, is that he came to seek and to save the lost. Look, this is plainly relaying what is. He came to seek and to save the lost. For he did not come into the world to condemn the world, but that through him we might be saved, Sioux Falls. Family, our God sees us. He sees the righteous and the wicked. He sees the righteous and the wicked, Sioux Falls. It's not a matter of where we're coming from. It's just a matter of coming to him at all. Look, I'm solely out here in faith. I'm just moving in faith, family. You know, this place is not going to translate what I'm doing correctly, Sioux Falls, but you need to use your own minds, use your own mind, use your own discernment, and consider, Sioux Falls, that I'm just out here for our God, that I'm just out here for you. You see, if you borrow the lens from society, who knows who's gonna have their hands on that? But you see, what I'm talking about is actually lateral with us on a very fundamental level, Sioux Falls. You see, we are created. And if we displace from that, Sioux Falls, do we want our creator? You see, the problematic thing, Sioux Falls, is that we don't want the truth. Sioux Falls, you look, and Christianity, the truth, is what corresponds with this place. Okay? You look at everything else. It's not an answer to this place, Sioux Falls. But the thing is, I've seen that our God is. It's been through it's been through the Bible, Sioux Falls. Our God is God of the Bible. That's revelation from him, knowledge of him. So I'm not crying out over and over, you know, this must be everything. This must be, Sioux Falls is nothing higher importance, and plus, Sioux Falls, I can consistently, is trying to reach my brothers and sisters, and invariably, family, you're gonna put it together. Invariably, you're gonna put it together. See, I am going to be ostracized, Sioux Falls. I will be, and more so, very much frowned upon because, to be honest, family, we don't want the truth. That's the biggest stumbling block. So I'm just out here, though, asking you to maybe step out, Sioux Falls, and consider that there's real separation from our God. And that's what I'm trying to speak out against. You see, people are like, people are, starting to be familiar with me, Sioux Falls. You see, I don't accord with normalcy. I don't accord with reality, Sioux Falls, because I see past this place. Consider, come with me, Sioux Falls, and consider generations gonna pass. This place is gonna pass. Come with me, Sioux Falls, but we're worried about what the next person, and the next person, and the next person. Sioux Falls, how about how about no chains? How about relation with our God, Sioux Falls? Because, Sioux Falls, that little bit that you have in your heart, that's valid. We know, we are familiar with the truth. We recognize the truth, Sioux Falls. So I'm here to tell you, I have organic, not distant relation with our God, family. And Sioux Falls, Jesus Christ is the choice of God. You see, but we're gonna decide what we want. We're gonna decide what we want, Sioux Falls. The thing is, we have a choice of Him. We decide what we want. So I'm just crying out. I know that it's not. I know the one thing that's gonna add to this place, Sioux Falls, one thing that can add to us. It's not gonna be supplemental in the sense that it's gonna build us in the secular sense. It's gonna offer us everything, Sioux Falls. Relation with our God is everything. Consider, Sioux Falls, consider that we leave here naked. Sioux Falls, consider that we leave here with nothing as we came. Sioux Falls, it says he came to seek and to save the lost. It says whoever has the Son has life. It says whoever doesn't have the Son doesn't have life. And they're like, I think I've heard those words. I think that what you're doing is maybe overdone. But the thing is, I don't plan Sioux Falls. And the thing is, we've already had exposure. So this is different than exposure, Sioux Falls. This is, I hope that this is a sign. I'm just saying, wake up, Sioux Falls. I'm not going in a straight line, because quite apparently, where's society going? Where's society going, Sioux Falls? Where are we going? Surely we have our dailies. Surely we have our, we build our lives in a certain fashion. We have the good created things that God gave us. But then, Sioux Falls, you see, we leave here because we have a very real choice of our God, Sioux Falls. And look, it is not mine. I'm not going to come out here and act like I could offer you something. I can only point you to it. The thing is, Sioux Falls. Look. Sioux Falls, it says, enter through the narrow gate, because wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. Sioux Falls, it is so plain. Sioux Falls, what can you say about what I'm doing? What can you say about what I'm doing, Sioux Falls? If we are created, Sioux Falls, what are we without our Creator? You see, I'm unashamed. It says we're unashamed of the gospel because it's the power of God unto salvation for those that believe. And Sioux Falls, there's nothing else. There's nothing else to even stand with the truth. And you're like, there's spiritual family. There's relation with God that says what? That the veil is torn. That Jesus Christ did everything, family. And family, I've experienced that. I'm trying to give testament and say, family, what you have in your heart is valid. We have a choice of our God, Sioux Falls. It is probably not found in the building that is directly contradictory to what's in the Word. And it says that aligns too with, He doesn't dwell in a temple built by human hands. Because, you see, they try to put the flag higher than the cross, family. Look, there's an intended way, Sioux Falls, but we come as we are. And for all fallen short of the glory of God. But the thing is, Sioux Falls, we decide to come to Him. We decide to come to Him. You see, Sioux Falls, it says, enter through the narrow gate, because wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. Sioux Falls, the thing is, it says, for it is by grace, through faith, that we're saved. That is not of ourselves, but a gift of God, not by works, so that none can boast. You see, it says, enter through the narrow gate, because wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction. What do you observe, family? What I'm here to say is that the problem, Sioux Falls, is that we just don't desire our God. And Sioux Falls, that doesn't make sense, because you see, our God has perfect love for us. He only desires that we come, Sioux Falls. He only desires that we come. So, what's missing, Sioux Falls? I'm here to tell you, Sioux Falls, Jesus Christ said that He is the gate. He said, any that enter through Him will come in, and they will go out, and they will find pasture. He came that we may have life and have it in abundance. Sioux Falls. The thing is, I'm telling you, just to wake up, just to clear your eyes, Sioux Falls, and consider that Jesus Christ is only a hope here. Jesus Christ is the only hope for here, only hope for after, as well as here, Sioux Falls. The thing is, we don't have hope. But the thing is, we just get lost in the motion of this place, Sioux Falls. I think that's it, because you see, we observe what takes place on, around us, Sioux Falls. I mean, it's something, Sioux Falls. I think I think that Sioux Falls, surely though, what I'm out here to proclaim is that one of the things, actually probably the sole thing, Sioux Falls, is that we just do not have desire of Him. I'm telling you, family, that relation with our God is only that we come to Him, that we make a choice, that we come as we are, that we make a choice, Sioux Falls, and then we come as we are. We just decide to come to Him. We make the decision, and then we walk under, we take it step by step. We progress, family. We'll see, and more so, and we are changed, Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls. I'm just out here because it's not called like it is. Okay? What comes in between the truth, family, and us is that we can't even call the truth. What comes in between the truth and us, Sioux Falls, is that we can't even call the truth. We have a problem with that. We have to let everything else in. And a little leaven, Sioux Falls, ruins the whole batch, Sioux Falls. A little leaven. The thing is, Sioux Falls, the truth that I'm consistently out here proclaiming, it's none of my business, it's solely between you and Him. And when I'm doing those, Sioux Falls, there's nothing more important. There's nothing more important. And you're not going to see society bring you to Him, Sioux Falls. You're not going to see society lead you to Him. And I'm just speaking to you. I'm just telling you not to be scared to come to our God. I'm just telling you not to come to our God for any other reason than just to come to Him. Because Sioux Falls, look, there's everything to be gained in simple relation with Him. You see many people, Sioux Falls, that try to, there's nothing ulterior, Sioux Falls, with plain relation with our God. He is everything. He's everything that we can't comprehend, Sioux Falls. He gave us everything. And Sioux Falls, I don't understand. I don't understand how we can rationalize going through our days, going through everything, Sioux Falls, without Him, with knowledge. It's not that we have to meet, Sioux Falls. It's not something that we have to align with. It's not something that we have to get. We're already there. You are already there. Your neighbor's already there, Sioux Falls. You have full capacity to, and as in, awareness. You see what is, Sioux Falls. What is lacking is you just are not willing to come. And that's for His, the reasons, Sioux Falls, are as broad as they are. Look, what have you? You want whatever more, or you don't want Him bad enough, Sioux Falls. You see, I approach you with the truth. The thing that I have, Sioux Falls, it's everything. I've seen and tasted, and more so, family. Look, revelation from Him, knowledge of Him, Sioux Falls. It is the Bible, Sioux Falls. It is the Word. So Sioux Falls is so available for you. And I'm telling you, everything that we need, Sioux Falls, is just contained in us. You see, Sioux Falls, I'm just moving through and I'm talking to you on a very personal level, Sioux Falls. I'm not trying to, it's not going to be any sort of any other kind of thing, Sioux Falls. I'm just speaking directly to you. I'm just telling you, Sioux Falls, I'm not trying to fit into this place, because you see, this place is going to pass. You see, this place is going to pass, Sioux Falls. So I'm just saying, Sioux Falls, that We all have a choice of him. I'm not trying to fit in here because, to be honest, I think this place does us great injustice, Sioux Falls. You see, it sucks us in, and apparently the overwhelming majority of Sioux Falls isn't convinced of base reality, that this isn't our home. So Sioux Falls, I'm just telling you that our God gave us the truth. But the thing is, the effective thing, Sioux Falls, is how you interact with it. And that's your heart. And you see what is. Sioux Falls, I have a relation with our God, and not because I'm especially created, because I simply said yes. Because I simply said yes. You see, Sioux Falls, I'm unashamed of the gospel. It says, the message of the cross is foolishness to those that are perishing, Sioux Falls. What do you observe, Sioux Falls? We just have to come to our God. You're created. We're created, Sioux Falls. He loves you. So, when our God has perfect love for us, family, and he just wants us to come. When our God has perfect love for us, and he just wants us to come, then Sioux Falls, what's holding us? What's holding us? Better yet, what excuse do we have for not coming, Sioux Falls? What excuse do we have for not coming? You see, it's gonna fall. When I'm speaking, Sioux Falls, you see, we are not lacking with the presence of the truth, Sioux Falls, where we live. You see, so how this is met. Pretty much it'll be the shock factor of somebody, looking different, and then they'll wear out, and then Sioux Falls. What do I expect? I just want to make something click, Sioux Falls. I just want to convince my brothers and sisters that it doesn't make sense to give everything in exchange for what? Something that's going to pass, Sioux Falls. The thing is, I'll tell you that for all have fallen short of the glory of God. It says, for we all like sheep have gone astray, Sioux Falls. Look, he said, there's an instance of a woman, and it says, she's forgiven much as she loves much. And the one that's forgiven little loves little. Sioux Falls, it's not a matter of our sin, it's not a matter of our past. Sioux Falls, we just have to make a decision to come to him. And that's all of us, Sioux Falls. The thing is, our God just has perfect love for us. And how we come to him is just childlike faith. How we come to him is just childlike faith. And Sioux Falls, it's not that you need anything to come to him. It's not that you need anything to come to him, Sioux Falls. It's just that you have to have the desire. You just gotta wait, Sioux Falls. We see everybody going about their business. It looks like people are busy. But Sioux Falls, if you look closer, you can easily deduce, family, that this place passes. Then what are we accomplishing, Sioux Falls? We surely are not building anything, Sioux Falls, that is not set to pass. This place is built to pass, Sioux Falls. This place is built to pass. So, Sioux Falls, let it soak in. Allow yourself to acknowledge, of your awareness, Sioux Falls, that the truth is very much available, Sioux Falls. So what are you going to do now? Sioux Falls, what are you going to do now? Now that somebody is out here calling the truth, Sioux Falls. I'm out here calling the truth. Okay, what you're seeing, Sioux Falls, is just somebody that's out here, saying the very one by which we're here, Sioux Falls, we have a choice to fill. And that runs deeper than anything that we can put together here, all the little parts that we are so fixated with, Sioux Falls. The thing is, Sioux Falls, it's perceived why I'm out here. I'm very much heard, I'm very much seen. It's perceived why I'm out here. Sioux Falls, we have a choice of our God. I'm telling you that what you have inside of you, what you have inside of your heart, Sioux Falls, that is valid. But the thing is, family, you know what is. And we have, Sioux Falls, we have a choice to fill. Just consider, Sioux Falls. Just consider that we will pass through here, nothing will matter. Nothing will matter, Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, it says, for it is by grace through faith that we're saved. It is not of ourselves, but a gift to God, not by works, so that none can boast. Sioux Falls, it says that for the message of the cross is foolishness to those that are perishing, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of God. Sioux Falls, what do we have? I just ask you to consider, Sioux Falls. Look at everything else. Look far and wide, Sioux Falls, and you will not see another answer to this place, Sioux Falls. You will not see another answer to this place. Sioux Falls, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. He came to seek and to save the lost, Sioux Falls. We are the lost. It's funny how I have to come out here and try to convince my brothers and sisters to come to the truth. How does that work, Sioux Falls? I have to come out here and convince my brothers and sisters to come to our God. It says, Sioux Falls, repent and be baptized, everyone, in Jesus Christ's name, for the remission of sins, and you will receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. Sioux Falls, it says, unless we repent, we all likewise shall perish. Sioux Falls, I'm perceived. It is apparent why I'm out here. Sioux Falls, there's not another truth, and if we don't have Jesus Christ, we don't have a truth. We don't have hope. All we have is something that's at best supplemental, not what's intended, not what's from Him. You see, Sioux Falls, I'm out here for our God. You see, Sioux Falls, I'm out here for you. And Sioux Falls, I will remain out here. Sioux Falls, and what you see, I'm just working on the hearts. I'm just working on hearts of my brothers and sisters. Look, and invariably, Sioux Falls, we're going to make a choice. I'll move a brother and sister to consider weigh the reality of things, Sioux Falls. That maybe, after all, coming to our God involves just coming as we are, and just accepting His perfect love, and accepting the free gift of God. Just weighing realities of things, Sioux Falls. There's not one that's especially created. It's not really what you observe in church. And pretty much, Sioux Falls, it's just your creator. And pretty much, Sioux Falls, we actively, reject, daily the truth, our God, our Savior. What do you see, Sioux Falls? I don't understand. And this is not foreign knowledge, Sioux Falls. This is something very much that we're sensitive to, Sioux Falls. We are sensitive to the reality of Him. We know that He is, Sioux Falls. We know that we're created. So, Sioux Falls, I'm just here to tell you, look, it says, for without faith it is impossible to please Him. For whoever would draw near must believe that He exists, and He is the rewarder of those who seek Him. You see, Sioux Falls, it starts, belief is a choice. Belief is a choice. It starts with you, with the awareness. He sees our minds and our hearts. Sioux Falls, come to your God. It's not, you can't, the church buildings, Sioux Falls, we can have fellowship, Sioux Falls, we can have public worship, but everything is to be found in you, Sioux Falls. Everything is to be found in you. So, Sioux Falls, you merely have to make the choice to come to your God. And that happens step by step. That happens by taking the first step. Sioux Falls. It happens by taking the first step because we come as we are. So Sioux Falls, cut everything else away. Cut away, the the relational thing that we have, Sioux Falls, as a collective. Cut away society. Cut away all the little, all the things that are here, Sioux Falls, and just consider there's a God that sees you. There's a God that sees you, Sioux Falls, and He loves you. That's why I'm out here. I'm out here for our God's love, Sioux Falls. Family, I'm out here for our God's love. You see, what are we doing, Sioux Falls? You see, everything's discreet. And I think we have slow minds to put everything together, Sioux Falls. But you see, everything will happen. You see, we process things, Sioux Falls, and pretty much how we operate is that it's pretty much according to we think what we're told that we can think, and then the rest is taken up with what's societally correct or politically correct, Sioux Falls. But the thing is, Sioux Falls, I'm telling you that it says, enter through the narrow gate, because wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. What that is, Sioux Falls, wide is the gate, broad is the way. Brothers and sisters don't even have the desire to come to our God, Sioux Falls. The thing is, how could there not be a truth? How could there be everything that we are? And obviously we didn't manifest minds, Sioux Falls. So how could that be without a truth? Without a truth. Without a truth, how could He not give us a truth? Sioux Falls, how could He not give us the truth? And I say Him because, Sioux Falls, we're without excuse. We know we're created. So, Sioux Falls, I'm not just, crying out every which direction. Sioux Falls, not any real pattern, but I know, Sioux Falls, that I'm moving how I have to. But what am I doing, Sioux Falls? It is so plain. It is so plain that you simply have to move on it right now. Sioux Falls, you simply have to move on it right now. We just make the decision to come to our God, Sioux Falls. Look, I'm just a servant, Sioux Falls. I'm just a servant of my brothers and sisters. You see, I've seen things move, Sioux Falls, to where I understand it's been communicated to me His existence. The thing is, Sioux Falls, is not a distant relation, not a distant relationship that we have, Sioux Falls. Our God is not distant. Look, it says, there's one God and Father of all, over all, through all, and in all, and He sees the righteous and the wicked, Sioux Falls. You see, if you take things seriously, Sioux Falls, if you have real desire of the truth, real desire of Him, Sioux Falls, do what you have to do. Look at everything else, but I'd ask you, you have somebody that's out here in a very blatant manner, testifying to the one that called himself the truth. Sioux Falls, look at everything else. The thing is, the desire, there's not even sufficient desire for that. Instead, we lie to ourselves. Sioux Falls. Instead, we take everything and put it together and call that the truth. You see, Sioux Falls, so, I will be ostracized. And in fact, Sioux Falls, I think that, society might even become, to a degree, desensitized to my presence. But the thing is, can you not see that everything is taking place? Sioux Falls, I'm just out here. Like, look, without Jesus Christ, without our Savior, we don't have hope. We don't have hope. So, Sioux Falls, what is it? He's our God. We only come to Him as we are. We only come to Him as we are, Sioux Falls. Look, it's our God. Look, I don't want to be a stranger to my brothers and sisters. You see, I see clearly, Sioux Falls. You see, society has created these partitions and, division that it has, Sioux Falls. You see, our God has for us to be unified in Him, Sioux Falls. You see, what do we want though? You see, society can't control the truth. It's absolute. It's immutable. It's in His form, Sioux Falls. But the plain thing is, Sioux Falls, is God sees you. The plain thing is that He merely wants you to come to Him. The plain thing is, Sioux Falls, is you're making a decision on it right now. It says, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, then you will be saved. Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, it says, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, then you will be saved. How is this, Sioux Falls? It's the choice of God. Sioux Falls, Jesus Christ came. You see, we recognize that though. We are familiar with that, Sioux Falls. When we are exposed to the truth, Sioux Falls, when we are exposed to the truth, we have a sensitivity to it. We know that it is. We know that He is, Sioux Falls. The thing is, I just got a question for you, is if, do you have the desire, and I think I know the answer to this, do you have the desire to come to the truth, to come to our God? Because there's sure a lot here. And you know, we have sufficient spans too. You know, we're here for length. You know, there's much that happens while we're here. But Sioux Falls, the thing is, this passes. We're given our time here, Sioux Falls, and we decide what we want. Look, this is not my truth. Can you not see this is not my truth, Sioux Falls? Can you not see that this is not my truth? I'm not trying to press anything that is not exactly yours. In fact, He is so intimately close to you, Sioux Falls. But we have to make a choice of Him. We have to make a choice of Him, Sioux Falls. We have to make a choice of Him. How else would it be? He's going to place us with Him. But then the vast majority of us wouldn't choose Him in the first place, Sioux Falls. You see how this is, Sioux Falls? It says, for we all like sheep have gone astray. It says, for there's none righteous. Sioux Falls. There's one mediator, that's Jesus Christ. You know how we, like everything else that we handle in this place, we turn into something that's not. You got like these special characters, you know, in buildings, right? Sioux Falls. It's all of us. We're all seen by Him. Look, our relationship with God is very much internal. Sioux Falls, there's two that are part of our private world. Sioux Falls, God sees us. God sees our minds and our hearts, Sioux Falls. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do with that knowledge, with that awareness that God sees your mind and your heart? It's nothing we can hide from Him. You know, we can't have a mechanism to like tuck something in a corner of ourselves that, you know, He's not going to see. But the thing is, family, He's exactly your God. There's not much I can tell you. Because we have a plain text that you can just verify. You see, but surely, you know, that's also to put things away, Sioux Falls. You know, certain things here that call themselves but are not. You see, what's required, Sioux Falls, is that we just have the desire to pick up the plain text that we were given. The very simple word that we were given. I'm here to tell you, Sioux Falls, and this will meet your heart. This will meet your heart. I'm here to tell you that Jesus Christ is the truth. I'm here to tell you that Jesus Christ came. He's from God. But you recognize that. And this will meet your heart, though. But, okay, there's nothing to speak on past that, Sioux Falls, because invariably you're going to make your decision past that. You see, do you want the truth? Do you want our God, Sioux Falls? You see, can't care. I don't know what's happening. I see past this place, but you know, I haven't sorted exactly. You know, I'm just speaking out, and it's meeting. It's effective. It's exactly what it's supposed to be, Sioux Falls. Because in the end, Sioux Falls, all I have to do is just proclaim what is, and then we decide what we want. Look, I'm out here. Look, I'm gonna speak loud enough. Listen, like, look, this is all Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls. The thing is, this is our truth. Sioux Falls, this is our truth. The thing is, Sioux Falls, what we have inside our hearts. Look, we were introduced through the womb, Sioux Falls. We were introduced through the womb. But our God placed our soul, Sioux Falls. This place, for one reason or another, Sioux Falls, how this place is that it will not lead us to Him, Sioux Falls. It will not. This place, this world, this reality that we have will not take us by the hands and take us to our God. You see, it couldn't be like that though. You see, because this place does not choose Him, Sioux Falls. And then on top of that, Sioux Falls, this place only contains the effective things, Sioux Falls. We do not have absolute presence of our God for a reason. Sioux Falls, faith, we have faith for a reason. It's to make honest choice of our God. It's to decide what we want. So Sioux Falls, that heart sensitivity that you have, that's what it's all about. That heart sensitivity, Sioux Falls, faith that we have, that is what it is all about, Sioux Falls. You see, because that way it can't intermix, there can't be other things involved, Sioux Falls. It's a plain choice of our God. And again, there's not much to talk about, Sioux Falls, because that just has to be proclaimed, and then we handle it and we decide what we want, Sioux Falls. You see, I'm just telling you that I know that I have relation with our God, Sioux Falls. I know that there's the truth, okay? And I cannot withhold it. I will not withdraw it. I will not accommodate. I will not appease, Sioux Falls, because that'd be doing my brothers and sisters the greatest injustice, Sioux Falls. You see, I'm just going to tell you that there can be a truth. There is a truth, Sioux Falls, and it is perceived. And it is the ultimate thing here, Sioux Falls, because look, last time I checked, Sioux Falls, this is not our home. Last time I checked, we're created. You look and nothing else answers this place. You look and nothing else corresponds to this place, Sioux Falls. It's, this place does everything that it can know to hide the truth. But it is still plain enough. It is still plain enough, Sioux Falls, that there's valid interaction. We decide what we want. You see, I think brothers and sisters have the wrong conception of our God, though. Because somehow, in Sioux Falls, I can't work that out because He only has perfect love for us. I cannot work that out because He holds the broken things. I cannot work that out, Sioux Falls, because He gave us everything that perpetuates us, Sioux Falls. You see, but the thing is, Sioux Falls, the thing is, Sioux Falls, is, I'm crying out. And, in the end, Sioux Falls, cut and dry, it's just that I'm speaking to a bunch of my brothers and sisters, and I'm trying to speak to their hearts, and they will handle it. And it greatly behooves them to just step aside and to consider themselves. It greatly behooves them because relation with our God, family, is strictly between us, each individual, and Him. But the thing is, Sioux Falls, we might introduce, every meaningless, every futile thing. It's relation, lateral with our relation with Him. Like even though God gave us every loved one, even though God gave us our capacity to love, even though God gave us every given thing, Sioux Falls. You see, Sioux Falls, I don't know if I have plain speech. I don't know if how my performance is, Sioux Falls, but I know one thing is I'm just calling what is. Sioux Falls, I'm just crying out what is, every which direction, Sioux Falls. But the thing is, I'm accomplishing. I'm just telling us, Sioux Falls, that there can be a truth, there is a truth. And the thing is, Sioux Falls, is proportional to desire. It's proportional to desire. You see, if you want, Sioux Falls, if you want the truth, then move to it. If you want relation with our God, Sioux Falls, move to it. You see, He sees all of us, Sioux Falls. He is exactly God to each of us, Sioux Falls. But He has one intended way. He is a certain way, Sioux Falls. He is a certain way. He does not become like us, Sioux Falls. He is. He calls himself the great I am, Sioux Falls. He is not what we call him. He revealed Sioux Falls who he is. And that meets Sioux Falls with what we have inside of us that testifies to it. That's how it's balanced, Sioux Falls. And then we make a meaningful and modifying decision in how we displace. Sioux Falls, the thing is though, our God only ever had perfect love for us. Our God only ever had perfect love for us. And he cannot be mocked, Sioux Falls. We reap what we sow. We effectively create separation from our God because we never wanted him, Sioux Falls. He loves you and he sees you and he sees you and he loves you. He has seen you going all the way back, Sioux Falls. I'm a dog, nothing, Sioux Falls. And I'm just testifying, look, I have a relationship with our God, Sioux Falls. Very well communicated to me. Very well communicated to me, Sioux Falls. But Sioux Falls, I'm speaking to every brother and sister. I'm speaking to every brother and sister. You see, we decide what we want and that will be realized, Sioux Falls. We decide what we want, Sioux Falls. And our decision relative to the truth, we decide what we want. We will have that. The thing is, the truth is here, Sioux Falls. The truth is very much available to us, very much perceived. So it's just a matter of us actually desiring it, moving to it, acting on it, Sioux Falls. Because, look, Sioux Falls, when we displace to it, that's desire. We want it. We want him. That's what it's about. It's about making a choice of him, Sioux Falls. It's about making a choice of him. We have to choose him. That's what he intends for us. You look past all the noise, Sioux Falls. You look past all the noise. It's a very private matter, Sioux Falls. It's about acknowledging what you already have inside of you. That's what this is trying to meet, Sioux Falls, because it doesn't look like, Sioux Falls, the way things are, Sioux Falls, is not correct. The way things move, Sioux Falls, is not correct. You see, because, Sioux Falls, our God, everything is out from our God, Sioux Falls. Everything is out from our God. So how then, Sioux Falls, can we attempt to turn it into anything else? Sioux Falls, it is as plain, Sioux Falls. Look, it is by grace through faith that we're saved. It is not of ourselves, but a gift of God, not by works, so that none can boast. Sioux Falls, it says, if we believe in our hearts that God if we confess with our mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord, believe in our hearts that God raised him from the dead, then we will be saved, Sioux Falls. The thing is, I've looked at everything else, Sioux Falls. We have been people that have walked under our God. Look, he's seen our minds and our hearts, Sioux Falls, but the truth has come. The truth has come, Sioux Falls, and we perceive what is. So plainly, Sioux Falls, we have a choice. Plainly, Sioux Falls, we have a choice. We decide what we want. Sioux Falls, it says, Jesus Christ said that he's the way, the truth, and the life. It says that the only way to the Father is through the Son. He came, Sioux Falls. He came. He came, Sioux Falls. There's not another answer to this place. There's not another answer to this place, Sioux Falls. And I'm just merely out here consistently proclaiming what is Sioux Falls. You see, I'm not out here, Sioux Falls, by my own accord, Sioux Falls. I'm out here. Sioux Falls, I believe that he's with me. Sioux Falls. And the thing is, just please focus, Sioux Falls. Please focus just for a second. Just consider, Sioux Falls, that we do have a choice of Him. He did everything for us, Sioux Falls, and He only intends that we come. He only intends that we come, Sioux Falls. So, what is our basis for rejection of Him? What is our basis for rejection of everything that He did? Everything that He gave us? Sioux Falls, we just didn't want it. He didn't want it when He's exactly your God. He understands your struggles. He understands your struggles, Sioux Falls. He understands every part of you, Sioux Falls. There's nothing that is foreign to Him. There's nothing that you could introduce or reveal to Him. The thing is, Sioux Falls, it's just not enough. I'm just telling you, Sioux Falls, that He sees you, He loves you. He loves you with a perfect love. He loves you with a perfect love, Sioux Falls. But the thing is, you just have to move on that. Consider every person that you love, He decided those people. Consider the love that you have inside of you, Sioux Falls. He gave you that capacity. How can you not come to our God? There's not a holy character here, Sioux Falls. There's one mediator, and that's Jesus Christ. Sioux Falls, He's exactly your God. He's seen you going all the way back, Sioux Falls. He sees the righteous and the wicked as one God and Father of all, Sioux Falls. Overall, through all, and in all, Sioux Falls.